Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of season 2 of our Tequila Journey, and I bet y'all guys thought we were done. You know, it's been such a long time. We kind of started a few months ago reviewing one of these tequilas here, and we never finished it, so we're just gonna start all over. But before we get started, Natalie said she wanted a little shot of bourbon, and this is a Total Wine exclusive 1792 small batch. This is, you can't get much more bourbon than this. This is like bourbon in your face. Just give her a little bit of, let's see if she's gonna do it on camera. This is 93.7 proof, so we definitely gotta have our chaser here. Natalie loves her vanilla Coke here, so. Alright, well this was unplanned, but here we go. 93.7 proof. Big giant shot. Let's see if she spits it out. Y'all come just to see that face she gives when she... Is that the most in-your-face bourbon you've ever had?
Yeah.
So we tried 3 bourbons at Total Wine, and they were probably all that Spirits Direct stuff that they, you know, got exclusive rights to, at least for the state. One was a wheated, one was a high rye, and they were just too extreme on both ends. This was the most balanced, but then again, it's not the smoothest bourbon there is. It's just, there's nothing complex about it. It's like, you know, if you drank Evan Williams or Jim Beam or anything, you know what it tastes like, but it seems like it has a little bit more of that flavor, maybe just because of the higher proof. So, the first candidate, Messicano Alteno Silver. You know, it's a lot of people say if it says silver versus blanco or plata, there's something wrong. You better run away. But this is 100% agave, probably one of the cheapest ABC exclusives. I'm guessing I've tasted probably about 50 or 60 tequilas over the last year since, you know, right before we started this video. I'm going to take one for the team here. And most of this bottle has been drank. I have had no intention to drink that last bottle, that last few sips until this video was made, because I'll tell you right now, it is not a great tasting tequila. I would say, when I went to buy this, I asked the employees at ABC about it, and they said, it's okay. It's kind of the cheap tequila. It has additives and stuff in it. But guess what? If you have tequila that tastes kind of like this, kind of like Cuervo, you probably need to make it sweeter and a little bit easier to drink. If you can hear me, because Cuervo, despite having that putrid taste, is sweet and smooth, and this is not. There are 2, I think, types of tequila that I think I'm enjoy or I'm looking for now. It's not really the traditional stuff like Espinita and Ocho. And there's a lot of talk, you know, that traditional made tequila, no additive free tequila, especially blancos, are not smooth, and sometimes the peatiness, the smokiness can be a little bit overwhelming. What I'm looking for, I think, is like the best mixer, kind of like El Mayor. Has anything been able to knock it out, especially in the price range? And something I can easily take shots out of, smooth as butter, kind of like Painted Donkey. Even the Blanco here, I think, is one of the smoothest and best tasting, although not complex, tequilas. So these are the 2 contenders here. So we're also going to be trying Cu-coX, Co-cuX Premium. This is the Blanco. I tried the Reposado in store, and it was definitely kind of, for the price, it was on sale for $40.99 or something for 1.75. I was in between two different types of tequilas that I tried, and both are from the Don Roberto distillery, which makes all kinds of exclusive tequilas for Sam's Club, for Total Wine, for ABC. But guess what? They also make Mi Campo. So I tried like 3 or 4 blancos at one Reposado, obviously, and like 3 other blancos over the last 2 trips to Total Wine. One of them was El Padrino, I think, and that had a pretty smooth flavor, pretty smooth alcohol. And I tried Don Teco or Tico, and that was probably the one I tried last time that I was really heading towards. But the Cu-coX was on sale. They're usually within about $5 difference for 1.75, and they both come in that size, and I think El Padrino also comes in that size as well, although it can be a little bit pricey if it's not on sale. So the Cu-coX, the Mi Campo, the Don Roberto, and the Don Tico are all made in the same distillery. One of the things that stood out with this when I opened it is it smelled very similar to El Mayor. That's why I kind of looked at the distillery to see if it was the same place or something, but it's not. But it's kind of similar. Unfortunately, they did not have the Blanco to taste test, but when I said that's smooth, the Reposado, I knew that it was did I say this? A tinge less smooth than the Don Teco or Tico. And the guy that was doing the samples said, well, the Blanco in this is not going to be as smooth as the Reposado. I should have heeded that warning and just got the Don Teco, because I would really like to sample it side by side against El Padrino and Painted Donkey. And to me, just in memory, you know, just in my head, they're very similar in terms of smoothness. So this guy has a really cool wooden cap, but it's also encapsulating a plastic cap. So there's a plastic cap inside of a wooden cap. It's kind of cool, but it's also, when you take it apart, you're a little bit disappointed that it's not like a cork or anything. Okay. Well, bottoms up. I'll also point out that the Campo Bravo was a pretty good tasting tequila as well. It's just a little bit harsh. Side by side, I was smelling these to see if they were kind of similar. The Messicano has more of a very peppery upfront smell, and the Co-cuX doesn't have a super strong smell, but it's like more reminiscent of probably the El Mayor or something. When I first opened it, it's kind of had that, I don't know, pour a little bit more. Maybe I can get a better smell from the shot glass here.
I already knew how to. If you just let me do it.
Yeah, it smells very similar to El Mayor. There's some pepperiness and a little bit of like sharpiness. I don't know if you'd call that like a citrusy smell. The more you roll it around to smell it, the more peppery it gets. The alcohol taste isn't really immediately up front. It's kind of smooth, and it kind of gets a little bit hotter as it goes down, but not terribly hot, but it's not as smooth, I would say, as Painted Donkey Although I don't really find the taste unpleasant or anything, it's okay for shots, I guess, other than not being super smooth. What I was surprised at is this does not mix as well as El Mayor or Lunazol or probably Campo Bravo or a lot of them. Most with this is it does not, to me, mix very well with orange juice. And orange juice is something that I love to mix with tequilas. Even some of the pretty not so great tequilas mix well with orange juice or orange juice and pomegranate syrup or something like that. It mixed pretty good with Coke and lime. I haven't tried it with like a frozen margarita mix like mango or strawberry or anything like that. But I'm not going to do that. But I guess we can just go ahead and say this Messicano is just the worst tequila I've ever had. Yeah, people might say, oh, it's 100% agave, so that has to be better than Cuervo. I've drank Cuervo a couple times, never got a hangover. If you've had a bad hangover, or if you're like some kind of purist, you know, agave purist, you'll probably say, well, there's no way Cuervo can beat anything 100% agave. But I disagree there with that guy. Don't buy it. Alright, let's try this Cu-coX again. So far, I haven't had to have a chaser. Sometimes I'll take a shot or something, and I'm like, I gotta have a chaser. I'm just trying to. Yep, I'm still smelling that El Mayor, but it does not. I want to give it, you know, a higher rating. You know, I'm not rating it, but I am comparing it to that guy and Painted Donkey, and El Mayor definitely mixes with every single thing that I have thrown at it, and I have enjoyed it. This is, like I said, it's not bad, but this is normally what, like $44 or something dollars, $45. You can just pay $50 and get a 1.75 of the Painted Donkey. I think some places might have the El Mayor at, you know, at a 1.75. Most places don't. Most of the places sell them in 750 milliliters. But it's not so bad that, you know, I won't drink it. It's, you know, it's all right. You see, I've drank quite a bit, and I did drink a lot the other night, and I was just trying to see if it would get me sick. Because I've had even like potato vodka, super expensive, like $30 or $40 bottle of potato vodka. And I went from a little buzz to majorly sick on a few times. This never got me sick, not while I was drinking and not in the next morning, you know. And they say 100% agave won't give you that sick feeling. So why haven't we done like a tequila video lately? Well, I've been drinking a little bit of rum and stuff, and we got this stuff on sale. This is Cruzan rum. Natalie obviously doesn't like tequila unless it's cream. What is that, Irish cream tequila or whatever you tried? Cruzan rum, you know, and it's not great for shots, but this is one of the best mixing rums for the price, and I've tried some pretty expensive stuff. This was on sale for like $17, so I bought like 3 or 4 bottles, and aged dark rum, and it mixes with everything. And people always say rum and Coke, but I've never liked Bacardi and Coke. I've never found a great rum that goes with Coke until we got Cruzan. Well, you know what, I was going to end this video, but let's just try this with a new type of Mountain Dew. Dragon fruit, Mountain Dew.
Do I have a sip before?
No, it's already, nope, we already got the alcohol in there. I'm just gonna put half of a can in here, and if it's good, I might let y'all have a sip. A sip of the Mountain Dew in the can, not the mixed tequila. Let's try this. Just shake it around a little bit. You know what? It's not too bad. But the dragon fruit is definitely a little bit artificial in this. Kind of like candy, sugary candy.
I want to sip. I'm sick, Daddy.
They could have said it was grapefruit, cherry, strawberry, or anything, and it would probably taste very similar. Well, let's try it on ice. While it definitely smooths it out, it definitely amplifies that pepperiness. So I prefer, I think, shots that don't have ice in it. Yeah, I feel kind of out of touch here, you know. It's been so long since I did a Tequila Journey video. But there we go. We got basically 2 episodes into one. Maybe, maybe not. We'll get back into the groove a little bit. Get a few more episodes out there. Take care, guys.